morning to you. It must be 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time somewhere in this great nation on this beautiful Tuesday, the 20th day of April. I'm your host, Brandon Hardison, with another Hardison'S tip. So I know you're trying to get ready and get going. So let me just pick it up from where we left off yesterday. So for our brothers that are in major account, key account, who deal with the C level administrators and officers, this is for you. We had asked yesterday that if you were going to be in this, you need to be ready to play because executives' times are very, very busy. So let's say you got an invitation to sit, to present. Cut out all of the fluff, cut out all of the small talk. They need to hear the information because they have other meetings to go to. So, my question to you is what do you think is the most valuable asset that people have but often neglected? Cash? Not really. Inventory? Absolutely not. Cars? Well, you're halfway there. But the most valuable asset to me or anybody in this world is time. Time. This is especially true for the corporate elites. And because of this, you may need to only communicate the message to the senior executives who only need to know with that. In short, what I'm saying to you is just get to the point. If you're the type of presenter who likes to add fluff to their current talk tracks because it makes you feel more intelligent on their level, or if you enjoy having things to get that brings out the heighten of your presentation, you're going to set yourself up for failure. These are the people who make the decisions. You're in there. So you don't have the time for any other extraordinary presentation tips, ideas, team building, all that goes out the window. Make sure that your content, including what you're going to say, and if you have any other visuals as a PowerPoint slides, whatever it may be, that's what you need to get ready for. And I would suggest when you're putting together your presentation, start with the summary and work yourself back to the front. Executive presentations are not always the best time for surprises. At this level of corporate hierarchies, people only want information they can use to make a decision. So be clear on the get and go about what executive presenters are going to do. So, an excellent technique to apply some of this is to summarize your entire content from beginning to end. Might be kind of challenging for some of you. So, we do this by developing a presentation, a summary slide at the beginning of your presentation. This should contain the key components that you will be expanding on later. In the industry, we call it a trial close, not a close, but I'm giving you the end, the summary, to see if you'll bite on that. Now, if they don't, when you're clear from the start of your presentation, you're commanded the room, you keep the eye contact, you don't stay behind the lectern, you get out and walk so they can see. When you're clearly ready to start, your audience will only see what you need to be seen. That is it. You control it. And how about for those who do use visual aids or some type of video to drive home a point in the presentation? You know, people who've tried presentations and they have used PowerPoints, nice pictures of slides, but don't put in your slide deck something that's not going to move you forward. That means you take some research about that customer and maybe who they're competing with. That's what your visuals, that's what anything you want to show them should be about. So if you want an executive PowerPoint presentation to stand out, then you need to make sure you're using illustrations correctly. Do you really need to study to prove visual help to people? No. Can things go wrong with you using the technology? That is true. I would also have somebody representing their company in the IT department to make sure this presentation will go smooth. But we need to be for real. What you need to do when it comes to a CEO is very, very strong. In other words, I'm cocky, I'm confident, I'm ready to get this contract. So let's be real here. Would you want your CEO to see something that's not right? No. Practice, practice, and then practice some more. Remember, this is what it's all about. Senior executives don't have time for crap. Sure, a few areas like mispronounced words or a little break in your voice, that's fine. But mistakes like your slide presentation can show the executives that you're not really prepared and maybe they shouldn't do work with you. I would suggest when you're in the venue or if you're home doing a Zoom, let's make sure that everything in that deck is of importance to the decision maker. Now, they won't go down so way in the way that you want as far as a contract right then. But if you can woo them over, you're in good shape. Be prepared to have some review about your feedback. You need that so you can always adjust, pivot, whatever you want to look at it, and be ready for the next presentation. But if you keep rehearsing, rehearse, rehearse your words, your body language, you're going to be in better shape. So the bottom line is that I'm not saying giving you an executive presentation and it's easy. But if it was easy, everybody would put it on. It's very tough to do. The key thing here is to remember when you're presenting to high levels, if you do not pull it off, you have an opportunity to reach out to the decision maker. The gate opens when you're invited in. That's your most valuable time to convince them of your service and products with that. That's when you nailed it. It doesn't take a little work, but once you get there, you'll have the CEOs, the CFOs, the CTOs, the COOs all looking for you to help them once again. And that's what it's all about. Once again, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, with our ongoing series of helping you, our brothers and sisters in the automotive space, whether it's key account, major account, up and down the street, in home sales or automotive sales. So I hope you got something out of it. It's time for you to get going, time for me to get going. And as always in parting, you go out and you make it a champion.